You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Thursday, the 16th of January 2025. You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, and dash nabbit, I've actually had another productive day. I'm only recording this at 20 to 5, but here's what I've achieved so far. So firstly, I need to get my house decorated and there's loads of stuff I need to do, but the first thing I need to do in terms of that is to get the spare room emptied so that I can get it decorated, so that I can then turn it into the master bedroom before I then work on what is currently the master bedroom and turn it into a study. And the good thing is, today, having not touched it for weeks, possibly a lot more than that, I finally got round to clearing. There was a big bit in the corner which just had loads of junk. So what happens, I had floorboarding put in the loft and I had to empty the loft, so it all got dumped into what is currently my spare room. And over the last little while, I've been slowly but surely moving stuff back. I've bought proper storage boxes to put them in, so there won't be any loose crap lying around in the loft. But I stopped in August. I don't think I've done anything since August. Anyway, today there was a big pile of stuff at the foot of the bed, and I got it all categorized and put up into boxes up in the loft, which is brilliant because what it means is that I'm nearly there. So I've got to find a home for, there's a load of stuff on the bed at the moment. I do need to find a home for that. And there's also a pile of stuff I've decided to give to a charity shop, and I need to load that all into the car and take it to the charity shop. But other than that, we're perilously close to the room being done. I worked on it for about an hour and a half today, and I've probably got another 3 hours work to get it exactly where it needs to be. But that's good because on the 21st I've got somebody coming round to measure blinds, although not for that room because I need proper blackout blinds, and that's something they can't do for me at the blind shop that I visited, so I might have to find another one to do that. But anyway, so my plan tomorrow, that I've set myself the target of emptying the bed tomorrow, and then I don't know if the charity shops will be open on, I don't know if I even want to take stuff to a charity shop on the Saturday, but certainly early next week I will get everything else taken out to the charity shop. The next thing I then need to do is arrange to have the room decorated, new curtains put in, and or new curtain rails because I haven't decided on the curtains yet, and then also I've got like a wooden door which is just like a normal door into a little cupboard in that room, and I want that replaced with a sliding door so I could use it more like a wardrobe. The inside of that also needs to be decorated, which actually means I'll need to empty that as well, but hey, at least I've got somewhere to put the stuff. Anyway, so but real positive progress. I also needed to get a bit of reading done today, so I have read a big chunk of, because I've kind of started it and then hadn't done much with it, but I've now read over half of the third book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. It's called Before Your Memory Fades. I've literally, so basically the format of each book is it's kind of 4 linked stories in each book about somebody who uses the facilities in the cafe to travel into the past or the future. And the stories at the beginning are longer, so I've got about 100 pages left to read. So I might try and get that finished today or tomorrow. So that's good. And then the other thing I've managed to do, after I did the podcast yesterday, in which I'd signed off chapter 38, I needed to start writing chapter 39. Well, as things stand, as I say, it's now 4:45 in the evening. I've written the first 1,500 words of that chapter, which is a really good step in the right direction. I plan to maybe do a little more later this evening. But you know, the fact that I've done, and the other thing I did last night, which has made a big difference in helping me out today, was I did sit down and write a chapter plan. So I kind of said to myself, I know what needs to happen in these last 2 full proper chapters. I allow myself to write the epilogue next month, but I said I know it needs to happen, and then I thought, well, there's that got to happen, and actually things need to happen in a certain sequence for them to make some kind of logical sense. So I have written down what that sequence is, and now whatever happens, I will finish this chapter, even if it turns out to be a lot longer. I certainly can't break it down into more chapters. This has to be the final big action chapter, in which the things that have to happen, even if it means it's quite long. I mean, I've written 1,500 words today. I knew today would be it's always a bit of a slow burner to get started, and also I prefer writing in coffee shops, and because I was waiting for delivery, which has just been delivered now, I struggle. I'd rather do it in a coffee shop, but I had to be at home today. But that's good because, I got 1,500 words done and I'm very, very pleased with that. So, yes, a bit of a successful day, really. I've also updated my website, which is something I need to get back into the habit of doing daily. I've also renamed my website. So, you may have noticed that this podcast is called The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. I've changed my live stream to be called The Live Stream of a Wannabe Writer, and I've also therefore branded my website with a similar title. It's now called The Website of a Wannabe Writer. It's still got the same URL that it always had before. I haven't changed the URL, but it's just now called The Website of a Wannabe Writer. So a bit of brand consistency, huh? Fantastic. No, I do feel like I'm not going to use the phrase on fire, but I do feel like I'm heading in the right direction. Obviously, I've still got anything I do write today will be brilliant. Then I've still got 5 days to effectively finish principal work on this chapter. But the thing is, if I find myself in the right environment in a coffee shop or something, I could probably knock out the rest of this chapter in 2 days. If I really get into it, which I struggle to do at home, but if I really get into it whilst out tomorrow, I can get the chapter finished in the next couple of days, which then means I can get it edited ahead of schedule. Now, what I'm not going to try and do is force myself to, if I get too far ahead, to write the epilogue this month. It'd be lovely to sign the entire book off, but I've also got a couple of other things I've scheduled myself to do this month. So, for example, I would ideally like to write another 60-40 short story Doctor Who The Bill crossover, but we'll see if that happens. It's not my priority this month. I'd like to do it if I can, but if I can't, I can't. But the other thing I absolutely must do, preferably. In fact, I'm gonna task myself with doing it by Sunday. There you go. By Sunday, I need to have submitted the English Hikikomori off to somebody else. I do now have the copy of the 2025 Writers and Artists Yearbook, so there's absolutely no reason not to. Oh, there you go. Right, that's me for today. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully reporting that I've written quite a lot more. But no, good start today. Good, productive start, not just for the book, but for other things I needed to do to get sort of my life and sanity back on track. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.